Hello, I'm Krista. I'm a bit late to the game, but I'm happy and excited to catch up all to you. I am a Navy veteran and now a birth and postpartum doula here in San Diego. I teach yoga and mama lattes to primarily pre- and postnatal women. I have a husband who thankfully only has a few more months left to serve. We do homeschool our two children, so you might hear them in the background, and I apologize ahead of time. But, work mom life. I came into work as a birth keeper from the birth of my second born. Realistically, sometimes I think it all started with the birth of my first, though. I was in the military at the time with her and was forced into a really very medicalized birth, to which I felt was pretty traumatic. When I thought I was having my son, I actually went into immediate depression. I did not want to have him, and really it was just because of the birth of my daughter. But I was no longer serving in the military, and I did everything I could to possibly have the most natural and mitigated birth with him within my insurance means, which was at the birth center. Long story short, the day that I had him, it was the most amazing day of my life, and I signed up for my first doula training that night. From there, my work in hospitals really shifted all of my beliefs of birth way more. Last year, I actually had a free birth of my surrogate baby, and although I've always known that midwifery was in my path, from that single moment giving birth to him, it pushed me into actively looking for a preceptor and a school. I think maybe a week after I had him is when I started applying to other schools, and probably about 3 months ago I came into understanding that Indie Birth actually had a school, and I've been following them forever on Facebook. But when I finally reached out, I was just thrilled that Mario and Marin were able to accept me in the program. I was called to Indie Birth because all the other schools, while great, still seemed very medicalized and like the new age of midwifery. But I think there is a huge value in having the traditional midwifery schools and really not even school, but just the traditional teachings. That's why I was really happy to get a preceptor about 6 months ago, and I've been learning with her ever since. As far as my experience with plants go, I grew up cultivating a garden back on the East Coast, and I've been here in San Diego for 11 years, and as I look out my window, everything is pretty much brown and dead. We actually have a really hard ban on water here, so it's actually really hard to have a garden. If I was to start one, we can only use 50 to 55 gallons of water per person in the home. And although I am very much of a water conserver, with everything that we have out here, it is easy to go through that. And that means that having a garden makes it that much harder. I have other experience with plants such as making herbal tinctures, herbal baths, yoni steam baths, things like that, sometimes salves. But other than that, I'm not crazy knowledgeable about everything as much as I would like to be. And I'm really excited to learn these things from you, Astrid, and just from the group as a whole. I am also really interested in learning the plants that we have here and what they can be used for. I think it'll be a really helpful tool when I go into midwifery full practice. And I just look forward to learning that from you guys. Thank you.